Okay, we need to do the intro. Okay. Just really quickly, because we just start talking.
I know we did. I was trying to say, hey, what's up?
All right. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Alchemist and Oracle, a space where we engage in spiritualized conversations that deepen understanding, inspire transformation, and spark meaningful dialogue about life's most profound truths. I am Nicole Love, the Oracle, and as always, I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Warrioress Ardeshir, the Alchemist.
What's up, y'all? Peace.
Welcome to the Alchemist and Oracle. Today we're getting into conversation about chaos, the deviance of the past, present, and the future, perspectives, and then some, and how it is impacting your mental state and all the other things. So we just are riffing off of this. We don't really know where this is going to go. So stay with us. Yeah. One thing to note is we just kind of jumped in the conversation. So there might be a bit of a jump scare. You're like, oh, wait, what's going on here? So I just want to give you fair warning as we transition into this episode. We just start talking.
We just do what we do.
So enjoy the episode.
Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? So this thing that we got going, here is about this chaos and destruction from a spiritual perspective. And I wrote down the power of purpose. So there's a power, unfortunately, in the purpose that we don't necessarily sit down to see. Just like the wintertime, we know that, okay, the plants aren't necessarily there, but they kind of then died off so they can go into this hibernation spot so they can rest and renew after showing us this beauty for all the summer, spring. And if you're in a different area of life, depending on the vegetation you have, it still finds a way to rest. So when and I wasn't gonna go there, but since we got this war shit going on, I mean, from the spiritual perspective, for instance, it's like destruction. People look at destruction as evil, right? So
people look at destruction as evil. Okay. Mm-hmm. Did I catch that right?
Yeah, destruction is not automatically evil. Let me put it that way, because people kind of see it that way. And nobody would look at the fact that destruction is revelation, because sometimes chaos exposes what I was saying earlier before we, kind of got on here, is what humanity has ignored, suppressed, or built on an unstable foundation. Let me talk about that light. So does that mean glorifying suffering, war, and loss? No. It's like, what is being revealed through the collapse? What's being revealed during this time? Let me get my top hat up here. Since it's showing today fully. Oh my God,
right?
Is it not
right?
Know what
to do with yourself, do you?
I know, it's just crazy, right? So it's like, it's just to go a little deeper. It's like, because when we talk about humanity, we talk about us, we talk about collective. Now people understand the oneness of that. And so chaos is kind of the spiritual mirror. See, mirror came up. When mirror come up from here the other day, yesterday, I don't know. I was up late, so.
We were talking about being projectors and how we're mirrors earlier in conversation.
Yeah. So chaos is a spiritual mirror. It's like humanity often wants peace without transformation. But we were just talking about, but does people really know what peace? I know I don't peace. And Major E on the event talking about peace because she named one of her pet peeves. Hell, I said, well, I named mine kings and queens. So, kind of right there, King Caesar the first and Queen Elizabeth, yes. So, peace, try to get the peace. So the chaos, because I was like trying to find peace in the chaos when I was talking in one of my videos on Insta, is tends to arise in this respect when beliefs, identity structures can no longer sustain the truth. So when you're talking about this weird and what's going on around here, that's the aspect of that we're in the process of that in oh God, reforming, or I want to go into the alchemy of things. That's why I use diamonds, because everybody like diamonds, you know. and why they cost so much really now is because of what it takes and the amount of time for it is for them to be informed, be taken out, and use the pressure to make them. Now there's other ways to make them, and you can still look good and have less money. I'm just saying, but we won't talk about that right now.
Well, don't get me started on the cost of diamonds. I feel like they are highly exaggerated in cost. They don't cost any more to produce than black, like other minerals. But anyway.
Yeah. So, that means that everything that's going on can no longer sustain its truth in here. So it's like you're looking at your life and looking at, chaos is often shaking illusions. So like when we're talking about when you go through and rest and transform, becoming anew and releasing the lies that are embedded inside, which is a part of one of my poems. It's just that. And it says, what I was telling you earlier is that destruction reveals where humanity has disconnected from the truth, from the balance, from the compassion, from the integrity, and in the consciousness itself. No. And open that y'all can kind of feel and look into it for yourself. And from my Alchemist perspective, the chaos kind of exposes the shadows. The structures is forcing the confirmations, and collapses are interrupting the unconscious patterns that we're having. And then when we're talking about that, pressure reveals what people are truly built upon. So we understand that before transformation, there has to be decomposition. Wheels turn. So,
always that.
Yeah. So, and as the stage is often associated with and bringing back, and you have to go to one of our videos again about dissolution and breakdown, where the old form can no longer remain intact. When I say I can't go back, and I thought it was a kind person I was, and just different because I had these things and experiences and beliefs about how and who to be or maintain a certain way that wasn't natural for me. Me and my necklace, it is what it is. So from this perspective, we're speaking, the ego resists collapse. We know that. The soul seeks evolution. So if I want to seek evolution,
the soul seeks
another version of resolution for myself. Huh?
The soul seeks evolution?
Yeah.
What is it trying to evolve to? Evolution in what capacity?
Better version of itself. I mean, a better version is
the soul?
Yeah, the soul.
What is a better version of the soul self?
This is a crazy the tension. I want the world out, the spirit, it seems to continue to evolve.
Maybe it's trying to evolve beyond getting stuck in the human experience.
Yes.
I think it's about,
like
I feel like the soul is constantly seeking balance.
Yes.
Like it sees the chaos and it's like, genuinely like, what is going on? Like, why is this happening? What's going on?
Yeah.
So it's like trying to maybe seek evolution from the standpoint of evolving more into greater balance of like the human and the beingness.
Yeah.
But realizing that we've kind of have flipped the being and putting it after the human, where the balance really has to start when you start with the being, then see how you can bring balance within the human with the connecting to the beingness. So maybe that's the evolution. Okay.
Like that.
I'm there. I landed there.
Gotcha. I like that. I like that. That works. That works, Oracle. That works, darling. I mean, so we're seeing, the ideological wars, spiritual confusion. So that's why Major's doing what we're doing, on the spiritual hygiene set, things of that nature, in a book and trying to tell people that we got to get our frequencies. Our frequency has been off frequency wise, because your frequency actually puts out what it is that frequency is. So if you want A, B, and C, and your frequency is somewhere else, and a lot in the belief of that too. Because if you truly don't believe it, I'll go back and I'm gonna be vulnerable. I'm gonna be vulnerable here, very vulnerable, in one sense or another.
Oh, now we're retracting.
All right. Let's talk about one of my cars. We got to go to cars. Yeah,
that was not where you were originally going to go, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. The belief of having a car, a dream car, because it just shows, the grace of God's source creator. Oh, this thing is moving.
It is. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. Wait, what's going on? Are those my eyes?
So I didn't turn it on.
Especially after what I said before we started. Like, don't play with me. Like,
I got on my strong glasses. Did
you get dizzy?
No, that was green. I don't know. Let's see. I got to switch. Okay, we're good. I don't need them for reading. Anyway, so. Oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I could go to some other way, but this is what came up right then, spiritually. So I'm going to say it. So having the belief as a child, many years of this dynamic car, which happens to be a awesome year. Very few of them. Be hard to get expensive. I got in one that somebody redone, Midnight Blue. If anybody know, I'm going to describe it, then I'm going to say it. It's a one mode, one of a kind, 1 year made. Of the belief, and if you don't have that frequency, believe it, then it can. Now I'm gonna go try to drive one. They're gonna have to let me. If not, I'm gonna rent it, because you're not gonna deny me of the experience that I said. Just that somebody said, just go feel it, go sit in it, go do it. This one, I don't know. I'm gonna have to find somebody with it. But the belief that I could have had a Corvette, just to say Corvette, for instance, is not the most high expensive car, but it's a betterly, easily car, just like the Viper. That sense of that. But a 1963 Corvette is a dope car. So to believe it or have a frequency to believe it, you have to really believe it, because if there's anything that says that you don't feel that you can get it anywhere where you don't believe you can earn it, this and that, make it this and that, it is not going to manifest, because it ain't manifested.
It's the contradiction. Yeah.
Yes. Within versus that, and how the world shifts. A child like, I said, I got to swim. I got to swim back at 12. Before it interfered with it, I'm the girl in the movie, The Secret. Period. And if you ain't seen it, don't matter. Just go watch it. And just go watch The Boy with the Bike. Dream about the bike. Putting shit up under this pillow. I don't know. Whatever. Didn't know how I was going to get it. People say I talk about it. I said, no, you don't. You missed the point of the story. It's the point of the story. So I didn't know. Didn't ask. I just believed. I believed it, believed it, believed. Took a year. Didn't know. Put money up, whatever I get, watch out for grandma. I didn't know. And I didn't even think about it. But I did what this Torian does at that time. And for some odd reason, and I forgot about, I kept dreaming about, but I forgot about it, and one time I just looked up where I had stashed something and counted and made a phone call. Made the phone call first. How much the bank? $140. That was a lot back then. Some. I ain't telling y'all how long back then. Oh, I should never said that much because they ain't. Oh no, you can still get back for that, but I don't think you can get a swim for that. But I ain't telling y'all when. I gave too much damn information. But anyway, I just wanted to get to that. So the belief, and it just got me off from it. But I just wanted to talk about frequency, and that was a frequency that I stayed on. And I made a relative pay the taxes and shit about taxes. So, and I love you. I can't change that. I can't change time. Hell, I'm just trying to give you a story. Okay. I'm trying to let you understand frequency and this and everything that's going on and what we are projecting from each other. So we're in identity crisis, emotional suppression, disconnected from humanity, fear-based systems, and addicted to control. There you go. How about that one for sure? And we're externally war, division, unrest, sensibility, emotional vitality. I mean, and I can frame this as, the outer world is reflecting the inner fragmentation of humanity.
Mm-hmm. As within, so without.
Oh, yeah. Really understand that shit right now.
You really understand it now?
What's that area? Yeah, I mean, nobody says it. Just like, well, what the hell? And I, the death of me is not, you could have some young, they don't know what that means. So yeah, you have to tell people. It's just like the old soul thing. And I met a young guy. And when you look at age differences, it's like somebody just told him he had an old soul. So the goal, come to find out that you have the wiseness. I forgot how she told me. It was up in Detroit. And just cool stuff. Age doesn't matter. There's so much information, so much to get to know. You can live a lifetime now, unless we can go back to living to 300 and 400 years old. And even then, there's just so much. And that's why we have one another to share that. And we need to ask, at a place where you couldn't ask nobody nothing. Just shut up and listen to what I say type of, generational mentality, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Our chaos reveals, attachments, to what we are. Some of our deepest and spiritual chaos is this revelation of, where the comfort disappears and what serves us. So fear, there's a lot of anger, a lot of blame. Then there's the faith disappearing. However you look at faith, and believe, the compassion, resilience, the unity, and control. It reveals this condition of consciousness that we have.
Would you say that consciousness is one of our own making, or by design?
Yeah.
So you think we made that consciousness all on our own, or was it designed to be that way?
That's the thing is, in this moment,
or both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Yeah, I think for some people, do I say the quiet part out loud? I think I've expressed this before in previous episodes, and I think if you follow me on other platforms and such, you will. I look at the world from a very different perspective than the average person. I really do not believe that every human presenting individual is aligned to the light. And that is where the spiritual war, quote unquote, that has been playing out for I think that's that's what Earth is. Earth is a war planet. It's a war planet. It's a planet of war. There's a spiritual war that's going on around fighting for consciousness. And it's the consciousness of the remembrance of our soul, of the remembrance of who the beings of light that we are come from, and remembering that. And when you remember that, how can you tap into that power and that source consistently? And then I think on the other side, you have others who are not aligned with that. And so that's the opposite. And we live in this world that is like dually expressed. And there's this fight for maintaining that level of consciousness, because it goes back to like the chaos, right? That plays out and how it brings your frequency down. When you have that lower frequency, we're not connected to that power. We're not in that state of connection. And so there's this, I feel the spiritual war is the fight for consciousness.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, this kind of reveals that conditional consciousness. So here's something that I highlighted real deep is this is why some people awaken during crisis and when others become more consumed by fear. It's like looking at CNN all the time and just in dating within. And so the pressure amplifies, the pressure that we talked about before amplifies what already exists within us. Within. Amplifies it.
It does, but that's programming. It's programming from the standpoint of how we as humans are activated, like what's activated within our physical body and thus our mental body. And I think that's why it's so important to have a spiritual practice that reminds you of your consciousness. It reminds you of what you are consciously thinking, or maybe subconsciously thinking, because we create like how we're activated can start to feel normal as well. And a lot of that normal things, the normal is the programming. Because there's this programming that happens, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, but there's people who are very conscious of that fight that I talked about, of the consciousness. And so they're just attempting to reprogram what we're consciously aware of. My perspective, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for.
My controversial take.
I guess you look at everything controversial, and we look at how destructive. So I'm gonna get to one of the areas that I know very well. So destruction, it creates space. So look at it from this. So nature. So somebody brought up how we learn from nature. Somebody had brought up something about ants, and I can't remember what someone was talking about in our meaningful conversations. And nature itself teaches how this happens. Like we create space. Forest is burned. We ate it. Really, new things come above. Leaves fall. We're talking about the winter and the hibernation station. Storms, clear stagnant energy. So rain, like we say, snow kills stuff, things of that. But here's key, people understand, and I talk about cellular communication and structures for the reason why our body has become something at a young age that is that cells die and new ones are formed. So I talk about how the stomach goes through a lot. And every 2 to 3 days is their cells dying off and ones need to be reborn. But how to be reborn is how your body is functioning normally or not. Pain attacking itself is not normal. Is not normal. The natural functioning of cancering cells, denying necrosing cells, when the body doesn't identify them and kill them off in a natural way as new ones become in. The body's in dysfunction. So, but new ones are formed, so other ones got to go off so new ones can come back out, so space has to be made when the body's functioning normally. Even when it's out, that process is still going on. So the destruction is painful, but sometimes necessary for renewal. And not, we won't see it like that, not unless you decide to get out of the world and come in and understand and see, and even do your own, it's like, own research and this and that, and coming back to the truth. Healthy transformation requires a conscious rebuilding. I was not one for change, but change is inevitable and not something you can stop it. Just like aging is just how you truly want, how you accept aging. I say old is a state of mind. Age is not something I can't do. It doesn't mean that it doesn't bring some things when I'm looking at longevity and evolution in the time that I'm going to be here when I'm just starting to live my best freaking life. Right. Need to do it a lot younger. So, that's I go. So young, youthful. So, as that, the destruction alone is not the wisdom. The purpose, the purpose is not destruction itself. The purpose is what consciousness chooses to build afterwards. So, in like the losses, this is just something that just came. The losses in which we have, and people lose, like just celebrating. My energy was off a little different here this week, Mother's Day, this and that and the other, and it's just how we build. But I still talk heavily, or I do something like to honor my mom and other people that I know that have had an impact. Not so much perfectly so, but I get to choose how to live my life and repair myself and become the best version of myself. After the losses of what might be another word, the destruction of our world, the world around us, people around, persons around us. You have to look at how something that you can't control, that you find light from it. But you choose to build afterwards. My mother wanted to build something great, biggest supporter, still here, not in body, present. But yeah, I put up on FB, I'm missing you. Yeah. Know that you're around. Still talk to you, have to keep things, we got to ground. We got to ground. Then we talked about, we had an episode, we was talking about the danger of spiritual bypassing. It's, to avoid the refrain or tragedy, everything happens for a reason. Well, want to avoid those kind of things. People choose that spiritually suffering is necessary. It's more about acknowledging, our grief and our losses in humanity fully. It holds these truths that suffering is real, transformation can still emerge from it. And I put example, my mother's crossing, her friends crossing, even my beloved 4-legged children. So we talk about them. We honor them. We find joy around how they made us smile, how they make us laugh. Any jokes have how they danced or something, and me talking back to a dog that I didn't understand dog talk, but understood cat talk, and that dog didn't talk to me for years.
What?
That's a funny one. Yeah, girl. I came into one of my.
I was not expecting that segue, but okay.
Yeah, I just, I got to throw something in there. That's no crazy, but it's funny. Miss Jada's gone. This dog's name is Jada,
and the dog's name is Jaden.
Was Jada? She was
Jada.
Yeah, my one of my coach's dogs. And we were cool. So one time I come in the door, side door, and he barking at me. He barking at me. So I barked back, and what I said obviously was not cool. That dog didn't want to do with me.
Because you barked at him.
I barked back. I was just trying to be friendly. I mean, I was just
by barking.
Well, I was barking back. I just whatever. I'm not good at dogs. I'm good at feline talk.
Yeah, barking isn't usually a friendly.
Well, now some dogs bark. Happy we had another one. Here's a story, y'all, just to keep you in.
Yeah, but you barked back aggressively. I'm sure.
I did not. It was not. No, I did not. I just kindly was just trying.
You barked happily.
I was just.
You did not bark. You did not bark.
And I have like one of my, one of my best friends growing up, our dog Smokey, when Daddy and his daddy come home.
We have Jada and Smokey, y'all.
Yeah, see, I'm remembering Jada and Smokey, right? So yeah, I mean, and so he was a Cocker Spaniel, black, just shiny coat. And he would come in and Mr. Coleman and just saying, and his sounds and how he talked was so cool. And then he would talk back, and they would go, and yeah, it was good stuff. I'm just saying.
Wait, what was the breed? What was Jada? What breed was Jada?
Oh God.
Was it a small dog?
Freaking question. No, she was kind of stocky. She had a bit over the years, age, but I can't remember. I have to call. I
was just curious.
My other brother and coach. Oh my God.
Some breeds are more open to outsiders than others. When some
I've been coming over there for years.
It doesn't matter.
With me for 3 years.
It doesn't matter.
And then I think she forgot, and we were cool again because she forgot about it. But she held on to that for a mess when she saw me when I came into town. I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's a good sign. You can't make this stuff up. So you find something. So I'm talking about her now. So I found some good off of. And Smokey was one of the part of the gang that kept all the other people out and had the girlfriends and stuff. I'm telling you,
the dog?
Yeah, they used to run the thing. They used to protect the neighborhood, the blocks, and go over and, get girlfriends. They did what they did, okay? They just did. So there's stories to be talked about, how you can find stories after, something that happens destructively or lost. I mean, I'm just saying. So that just, Spirit just brought that in there for this, for y'all, just to lighten it up a little bit, I guess.
Okay.
So, I mean, balance gives maturity. I mean, I just like, I don't know. I think I highlighted a question for you.
The dog talk has taken her out of flow. What's the question?
Let me see which one.
I never thought we would be talking about Smokey and Jada.
Yeah.
Smokey sounds kind of like a cool dude. He was a Cocker Spaniel.
And Mr. W used to talk back. Yeah, I don't know if he was mixed with anything. He was mixed with something because he was a little higher but beautiful. And I know, and he had that wavy. It wasn't curved with like that wavy. Now, like I said, it was shiny.
Oh, wavy coat. Yeah, Cocker Spaniels. Right now. Yeah, that's how their hair is silky.
Yeah, and I don't know if he's mixed with anything or not. And then Ms. W say something back, and even my best friend growing up used to talk, and even her daughter, my goddaughter, okay, I'm gonna tell her I hadn't talked about her on the show. So they still got this voice where they do the kind of dog talk that they talk that's really like baby talk, but it's funny.
Like baby talk.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that animals, not just dogs, but like I think like pets that are around humans all the time, that they do not understand what you're saying.
Oh God, they do.
I mean, the way they be looking at you, like, how dare you talk
Girl,
to me? Like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I love
girl,
watching those videos where people tell their dog, don't. There's this dog, his
won't do
name is,
that.
yeah, like she was like, don't do that. Don't you do it. And he was like giving her the side eye. And
Yeah,
his paw
yeah.
slowly went out and like hit it. And then he looked at her like, and what? I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm telling you. I'm telling
They
you.
have to understand what we're saying. I
Yeah,
think they do understand what we're saying.
they do. I mean,
They communicate.
Queen Elizabeth, I was on the phone one time and I know that child understood what I said. And it's like, it is all up in my beeswax anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then sometimes they be like, you don't want nothing to do with you. You get on the phone, they want everything to do with you. It's like, what's up with that? It's like, what's up with that? And so she was such a sweetie. I miss that child. It's been 8 years. And so talking about her, sometimes I'm good out of it because it's funny. She was something else. She was a dumb else. So
Bottom line, guys, get you an animal to help in the chaos. It'll give you some levity.
yeah,
Something to laugh about.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Take your attention off of the chaos that may be swirling around. What's the question?
I'm gonna go on the collective here. It's like, is humanity spiritually outgrowing old systems?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
Oh, was it supposed to go into detail?
No. Let's spirit moves you do, or something you have to say.
I think that's why things are playing. I think that's why there's so much chaos because old systems are not working. I think you have a lot of people who have deprogrammed from the program and they're choosing different ways. The world is changing and shifting. So there's a contract renegotiation that's going on right now. Let's just call it that, which means all systems are up for evaluation of if they're going to continue on as normal.
I was gonna do a different question, but I'm gonna see if you. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna try it from your perspective. Anything you ask me, but we're gonna just see. But we're gonna ask you this question because I was gonna ask a different. But since we're talking about this, it's like, okay, Malcolm X practice. Why don't you answer this? How do we transmute pain without being? Of course, I know about this because I've been doing it. So, how can we? And for audience out here, just check it out. How can we transmute this pain without becoming consumed by it? Because maybe talk about don't. You can feel something, but don't. How she say? She say talking about Young Vincent. Yeah. So but don't have real estate there. So how she say?
Oh, don't buy real estate.
Don't buy real estate there. Yeah.
I look at things a little bit different than maybe she expresses, but I think her lane is different than mine.
Yeah. Cool.
I really feel that the path forward is we need to go visit those places and not pretend like they don't exist. So I think it's more like visiting, and I think we have to be honest about how we feel about things.
Yes.
And I think the avoidance of how things are impacting our life and trying to pretend like they aren't is what is causing the chaos. Because we're trying to destroy things because we're so far removed from our soul. Did I answer the question? I don't even remember what the question was anymore.
How we transmute pain without becoming consumed by it.
I feel you. Sometimes we do need to be consumed by it because when you think of how Mother Nature, she will start a fire and the trees become consumed with the fire. Things need to burn. And what comes from that, you know, when a fire happens is new growth comes. It can kill off bacteria and fungus, and it cleans the air as well. So there's a cleansing that comes. And I think sometimes we do need to be consumed by things so we can feel the consumption, to really feel into like, oh, wow, this is how it feels. Because the thing about it is, we can tell ourselves that we're not consumed by it, but if it's still present, there's still a level of consumption. So if you allow yourself to be consumed with it, to sit in the pain, to sit in that experience and the impact that it has, we start to build our capacity to be with it and to also realize that we can overcome those challenges.
Yeah.
So I feel we need to be consumed more by things. I think we avoid not being consumed by things. And that's what's caused a level of consumption of things that are not really important. That doesn't really help with our consciousness.
Oh, you just said that. I had something highlighted right here. I think you just hit on that. The goal is, well, not nobody that really worships chaos or the fear destruction. The goal is to learn how to remain conscious inside of it.
How do you remain conscious inside of it?
No, the goal is to learn how to remain conscious inside of it.
Yeah. And I think you have to allow yourself to be consumed by it. Through consumption, you become conscious of the fact that it's there. You got to sit in the pain. I think you have to sit in the pain.
Yeah. That's where the real, spiritual maturity kind of lives a little bit. It's not about avoiding the darkness, not about romanticizing, about learning how to hold awareness while moving through this.
I think that's the humanity piece, right? That's like the humanity. Like you look at the war in Gaza, right?
Yeah.
How can you like people like, oh, don't watch it, don't be consumed by it. No, people need to be consumed by what's going on so we can stop that consumption happening in that way. And the avoidance of it doesn't keep the war that is still going on, like children being killed.
From happening. Yeah.
I think awareness is important. I think sometimes people can get so consumed. They buy real estate there, like you're talking about, versus visiting and seeing, okay, how can I help in rebuilding the area, right? And sometimes it's like this area can't be rebuilt. It needs to burn down. It needs to be burned to the ground. But I also feel some people may listen and be like, well, maybe that's what's meant to happen in Gaza. And it's hard to see people being targeted in the way that they're being targeted.
Yeah.
I think that the humanity part of it just breaks my heart. Because there's no, like, the justification doesn't match up. Like, why is this happening? No one can provide me like tangible reasons in terms of like, why is this happening? Yes, you can say, oh, there's terrorists. Okay. But the terrorists aren't the ones that are clearly being taken out because this is still going on. And that's just one war, right? Let's hop over to another part of the world. Like there's bombing going on in Lebanon now. Like we moved from Gaza to Lebanon now. Now it's just like, what are we doing? And don't get me started on the wars that are perpetually going on in Africa. in Central America, like
Okay.
Ukraine. Forgot about Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a close saying this a little bit is that every every age of humanity experiences moments where old structures crack. Say, and the question is not whether this chaos exists. The question is who we become in response to it. And I looked at this here journey, you know, who we become in response to it. Key. That's a question for you to sit with, dive into, and light and love, and light and love. Yeah, just a food for thought question. We become rise higher, become, and look at things in a different light, and honor and be a part of lighting of the lighted way. Like you say, the darkness. I like being out at night dark. So darkness ain't all that bad. It has its purpose because then comes the light.
I think what you said earlier about how do you remain conscious in the chaos.
Mm-hmm.
I have, and I think I've said this before on here that that I feel that as light workers, we're not meant to be in the daylight. We're meant to be in the dark. That's why things are done in the dark. That's why they say nothing good happens after midnight. And it's because, I mean, well, I'm not going to go down that road.
Yeah, we won't.
That's
Yeah.
a conversation
Nobody
for another woo-woo opportunity that I'm going to talk about. It has to do with portals and things like that. That happen. Like,
yeah.
But the darkness is what and where the light needs to be.
Yep.
And we're taught to be afraid of the dark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the ironic thing in that programming that goes on is that when you're in your light, there's nothing to be afraid of from the standpoint of shining your light. Like, don't be afraid to shine your light. I think we need that more. We need the light to be illuminated in the dark, so things that are done in the dark don't feel so compelled or empowered or in control in doing the things that they're doing in the dark, that's happening in the dark.
Yeah.
That's what I think a light worker is meant to be, is to be the light in the dark. Go to the places that scare you. That's one of our books from our spiritual warrior training.
Pima
Children.
Yeah. Go back to that book. Yeah.
We're meant to, the places that we're told or like we have fear around, I've come to realize those are the places that we as spiritual warriors, those in the light workers, whatever you want to call yourself, those are the places that we're meant to go to. Start with yourself. Go to the dark places within yourself. Because it goes back to like the chaos, like as within, so without, like the chaos. Mm-hmm. How is the chaos? And, you know, Iyanla Vanzant, you know, she was the major, we called her major during our spiritual warrior training. You know, she would always talk about how I'm being told not to go there. So I will honor that because I think I'm being told not to go there because that was a sacred part of the container in the process.
Okay.
But my favorite quote, you know what my favorite quote is? You don't get to leave the room when the screaming starts.
Yeah.
That means when the light gets shut on, you don't get to leave the room.
Yeah. There's a little spiritual bypass, right?
Well, I think some of it is bypassing, and I think some of it is a bit like, oh my gosh, like this is here, has been here the entire time. And then it's also an awareness around, am I the one who wrote on the wall? You know what I'm saying? Am I the one that's actually screaming in the room too? Like there's just so many things. It's like, oh, I didn't know that so-and-so was here or that was in this space. Like you get to see what you have allowed to be in the space. And by you turning away or like attempting to leave the room, and the room is your life, like you don't get to do that.
Yeah, like honoring and acknowledging limiting beliefs.
that part right there, they all exist in the dark, don't they?
Yeah, for real. That's fact.
The war that we have is always a reflection of, because like leaning into like spiritual warrior, like our warriorship, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would ask of us, like, how does war show up in our life? How are we at war with ourselves? How are we the creators of war and chaos in our own lives? Mm-hmm. And I think whenever there's so much chaos going on, I try to use it as an opportunity to find where that's showing up in my life and bringing that balance back to my soul and being consciously in it, aware, and making the adjustments that feel much more lighter, feels much more better. And that raises the consciousness and it decreases the activation of chaos.
Yeah.
We need to do more of that.
Yeah.
I wish I had a question for you.
You can do it in the next one.
What next one?
I definitely thank our people for being here with us.
Yeah. Well, I guess what time is it? Oh yeah, we have definitely come to time. Have any closing thoughts, expressions, or feedback before we say goodbye? People.
Just sending lots of love. My throat. Just sending lots of love. And truly understand. To find your peace in the chaos, because there's peace amongst all this and all that we shared, and food for thought and embracing and integrating, So yeah. Okay. Take a walk in nature. It'll.
Why your voice get all deep and sexy? No. That's a sign that it's time to go. Thank you all for joining this episode. Thank you, Warrioress Ardeshir, for being in conversation with me.
Peace.
I appreciate you, and we hope that those of you that are either listening or those of you that are listening and watching will join us for the next episode. So thanks for watching.
Have a great day, y'all. Much love and peace. Holla.
Bye.